What's good, YouTube, and welcome to another KaibaHacksDartz Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today we're coming at you with another deck list, deck profile, deck update, whatever you like to call it. And this is the Malicevorous deck for 2025. If you don't know these boys, they are, kind of fork, spoon, knife related monsters, and they all kind of work in tandem. It's a very small archetype. But it does have some sauce, and, this deck's a work in progress, of course, like always. So, we're building up some strats, playing with the types and attributes and stuff, levels. But we'll get straight into it. We got the Malicevorous Knife. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one Malicevorous monster in your graveyard, except the knife, and special summon that target. So there, of course, is like a little bit of a combo, like with a lot of archetypes. That you can pull off, using the different stuff, but it works well with some other cards too. Next, we got the Spoon, the Malicevorous Spoon. When a Malicevorous monster with a different name is normal or special summoned to your side of the field, except during the damage step, you can target one level 2 Fiend Monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. Its effects are negated, and you can only use the effective spoon, once per turn. So already you can see where the sauce kind of comes together with the knife and the spoon. But, of course, it kind of gets finished up, at least the archetype, because this is all there is in it so far. You never know in the future. They could have, like, a spork or something. Spork knife. Malicevorous Fork. It is, you can send one other Fiend Monster from your hand to the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. So, of course, it adds to that combo of getting stuff back from the graveyard, special summoning out, getting these Fiend boys and just, hammering them out as much as possible, really. Now, what we've done to kind of work with the tech, and of course there is lots of ways to do it, but what we've started out with is the nimble monsters. And this is great because, it kind of leads into a possible nimble deck in the future, as well as, just learning their strats. So we got two nimble Momongas, and they're level 2, of course. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, gain 1,000 life points, then you can special summon any number of nimble Momonga from your deck in face-down defense position. This guy isn't the best for the deck, but he is a level 2 nimble monster, so he threw him in. Where some of the fatter nimble combos come off are with the angler and, the moray, or not the moray, I forget what it's called. There's another water one, and the beaver. The other water one I don't have, I forget. It's somewhere. For sure, but the Nimble Angler, level 2, if this card is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you can special summon up to 2 level 3 or lower Nimble monsters from your deck, except Nimble Angler. So, obviously different strats there from the hand, deck. And you can pop off a bit more. Next, we got 2 of the Nimble Beaver. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 3 or lower nimble monster from your deck or graveyard. So it obviously starts to pop off a little bit more. You can get some of the weird strats kind of going. Next, we threw in 2 Caligo Claw Crow. If you control a dark monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Caligo Claw Crow once per turn this way. So at 3, it could get possibly a little bit too much in the hand at once. So 2 is a nice number, and it just works well with, of course, our dark level 2s. Next, a card that I think kind of fits in with the strat, of utensils, stuff, tools, I guess, for eating and kitchen stuff. So Soul Scissors kind of fits in, and he's great because he's level 2, Dark Fiend. And it is, if a monster on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. If this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. You can only use each effect of Soul Scissors once per turn. So like I said, he kind of fits in, of course, with the idea of the deck, but in terms of how he fits in his synchronicity, being a Fiend level 2, dark, just very good sauce. And the, kind of sending stuff to the graveyard to get off other plays, and then he's in the graveyard to be lined up for later. A card that I'd maybe throw in more of, but I only have one at the moment. I might have more somewhere, but, I got a lot of cards. Umbral Horror Ghost, Fiend level 2. During your main phase, you can special summon this card from a card and one level 4 or lower Fiend type monster from your hand. You cannot normal summon / set during the turn you activate this effect. So, there's some downsides, but there is some upsides where, he kind of pops off. So we're trying him out. Like I said, I'd maybe at least bring him up to 2. Let's see what you can do. Next, we threw in a Fallen of Argyros, I don't know how you said it exactly. Dark level 2, but he is a Thunder, but, it is what it is. He's just some kind of different sauce. It is if a level rank or link 2 monsters on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand to either field, and you can only special summon Fallen of Argyros once per turn this way. Neither player can activate the effects of link monsters that point to this card. And during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target one Xyz monster in the field and detach 1 or 2 materials from it. You can only use the effect of Fallen of Argyros once per turn. So, of course, he's a great little way to stop down some rank link stuff. But, of course, just another card to kind of pop off with level 2 plays. So, moving forward into spells, we got 2 Allure of Darkness. Of course, lots of dark potential, and if we kind of take out the nimble stuff and maybe go for the more of Fallen of Umbral stuff, then it helps out even more, but it is just some great draw potential at the moment. Next, we got 2 Double Summon. Classic, obviously doesn't work with the Umbral Horror Ghost, because you can't conduct a normal summon that turn, it might also get rid of set 2. Let me check real quick. Let's check real quick. Yeah, sets as well. So there can be some desynchronicity there that you might want to look out for. Next, we just threw in 2 swords. Use some stall power until we get a little bit more of the deck fleshed out. You could fill in with Wabakus or whatever. Anything really to stall it out. I like swords because I'm a classic man. You could be me if you look this clean, Moving on, we got 2 Cosmic Cyclone. Classic spell trap removal, and we're not doing really anything with life points. So next we got a Pot of Avarice. You could maybe even bring this up more, so you could just keep shuffling back those Malicevorous guys and try and find out the best way to recycle them and keep them popping off as much as possible. Next, Monster Reincarnation. Great way to maybe set the graveyard up and to add something to your hand that you could special summon off that graveyard, or, just works in tandem with what you just done. Next, a Monster Reborn. Classic sauce, it is what it is. And an enemy controller. Another way to possibly get something in the graveyard to line up some of your plays to go off again, but just some general sauce, to maybe stall out, or who knows. Moving forward, traps. We got 2 Bottomless. Just threw in some classic sauce removal. This does feel like a very classic-y deck, so I was just feeling inspired to hit some of the OG-ish kind of stuff. Next, just 2 Compulse. Another kind of removal, but it could just be another way to pop off an effect, again, of one of your monsters. And lastly, 2 Call the Haunted. Even more recycle power on those Malicevorous guys, or just any other strats we might be running in the deck. Very good stuff. For the extra deck, I know I have more of this guy around. I think he's in another deck at the moment, a full set of him. But Dark Mist is a great card. Obviously works very well. He's a Dark rank 2, Fiend. And it is 3 level 2 monsters. Once per battle, when an attack is declared involving this card and an opponent's monster, quick effect, you can detach one material from this card and half the attack of the opponent's monster, and if you do, this card gains that same amount of attack. And, it's some very, very saucy stuff. You could build up pretty hardcore with the Dark Mist, and it just pops off of those 3 Malicevorous monsters. Like I said, bring it up to 3, because it is just such a tech piece. Then there's lots of room for General Sauce, of course. General Sow Chicken, But next we have the number 43 Manipulator of Souls. Works a bit more better if you have a lot more sauce in the extra deck. But what it is once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card. then target one number monster in your graveyard and equip that target to this card. While equipped with a number card, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, and once per turn when you gain life points except during the damage step, you can make this card gain an equal amount of attack, Also inflict that much damage to your opponent if this card is still face up on the field. So, lots of weird tech, and of course he just fits in so well with the deck being Fiend, rank 2 Dark, and you can just pop off with as much different stuff. And it, of course, works still with that number 96 Dark Mist, because he is a number card. But you can start to work in some other numbery plays. I'm sure there's lots more level 2 sauce. And, of course, just that generic, extra deck sauce, decode talkers, your nightmares, stuff like that. Or just, removal, whatever you're looking for in the deck. Now, of course, I'm open to any tips, ideas, strategies you think we could work into the deck, maybe different archetypes other than like Nimble sauce. It was just some pieces I had that I know I couldn't make a Nimble deck out of, but could maybe fit into this to get those extra level 2s out for Dark Mists and stuff like that, and just other extra deck plays. But like I said, it is a work in progress, and a lot of cards that I would like to have in it are kind of tied up in other decks at the moment. So there will be some future updates where I can make it a bit more coherent and maybe focus a bit more of a strat of either trying to spam out those Malicevorous or maybe just adding in some other tech to make it a little bit more lively. But there is a lot of potential here. Like I said, if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. Also, make sure to subscribe. We are almost at 1,000 subs, so it'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure to also like, comment, share, hit that little notification bell so when future content's coming out. We do videos pretty consistently, as well as, different types of Yu-Gi-Oh videos, DIY projects, deck profiles, etc. So I recommend you check out all that stuff. And otherwise, thanks for watching. Peace.